2016. A lot of people refer to this as a golden era. As many people call it the golden era of YouTube, a lot of people just consider 2016 to be a good year. And why? So for one, the first thing you search up on Google when you look up why was 2016, the first result is why was 2016 the best year? Clearly there's a lot of hype for 2016. And today I'm gonna figure out whether I'm just being blinded by nostalgia or if 2016 was actually good. So first off, 2016 had a lot of classics in terms of music, except for Panda by Designer. That didn't really age too well. But for its time, it was the shit. Of course, 2016 had its songs where it didn't really age well. It had its pop classics, like it really did its thing for pop, but for rap, like it was like a new beginning. A lot of people refer to 2016 as like the beginning of the SoundCloud rap era, or some people call it the mumble rap era. Now, of course, granted, you have rappers in there that, you know, don't really make the lineup too stacked like Lil Pump, but 2016 was the start for an amazing era for rap. You had rappers like Lil Uzi, Cardi, Yachty, 21 Savage, X, rest in peace, and Trippie Redd. These rappers basically popularized the whole mumble rap thing, and it wasn't just lyrical spiritual shit. Like, it was just a whole new vibe. Like, this really introduced me into rap. Like, yeah, sure, granted, I was a fetus, but the vibes were just there. Before that, all I had was Drake and Future in the lineup. That's it. I was like a Future enthusiast in the mid-2010s. And Drake, unfortunately, we don't talk about Drake anymore. But this new era of rappers was just a breath of fresh air. And you had songs like Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd, Money Longer by Lil Uzi, Broccoli by Dram and Lil Yachty. There's just way too many hits. And even a few of these rappers were a part of the XXL Freshman Cypher of 2016, which everyone refers to as the greatest cypher, which, you know, I'm gonna have to agree. And on their channel, XXL, it is the most popular video on their channel with 223 million views. So you can't tell me this wasn't an era. So yeah, this era introduced a whole new sound to the rap genre. But next we had to talk about the very platform that we're on, YouTube. YouTube during this time was different. Everything felt like a lot less corporate and a lot less filtered. That's what really could be said about YouTube and the internet in general. It was definitely a much more unfiltered place. So it made it a lot easier to not get canceled for every little joke that you make. Like if you look at Mr. Beast's content then versus now, it's just a lot more corporate than it was back in 2016. Like that's why I'm probably gonna keep my content the same as in like delivery. I'm not gonna raise my voice for better retention. No, that's just dumb. Why the fuck would I do that? And in 2016, you just had a lot more edgier channels. It's not like they would all bully kids like Leafy. The content would just feel a lot more unfiltered. But now it seems like you just get nuked for harassment for any slight joke you make against another creator. It's like YouTube doesn't even understand the line between harassment and a joke. It's crazy. In 2016, they were a lot more lenient with that stuff. Hell, they probably didn't even do anything at all. But ever since the adpocalypse hit YouTube, it just became a lot more corporate. They pick favorites of who gets terminated, who doesn't. And of course, their favorite Sniper Wolf is still on this platform to this day. She literally doxed Jack's films and went to bro's crib. Like, how does that not result in a termination? Of course, I love YouTube as a platform, but I would be lying if I said it was all sunshine and rainbows. Every platform has its flaws, of course, at the end of the day. But now in 2024, if you swear too frequently in your video, you're gonna get demonetized. And now it's feel like I gotta second guess myself every time I record. And I gotta carefully word everything. But back in 2016, of course, I wasn't a YouTuber back then, but it appeared like a lot more edgier and unfiltered time. I don't know how people can go from one man running the damn channel with a couple of editors to help out, to some channels to this day having a whole company run them. I just can't imagine an entire company running the duck. That just wouldn't make sense to me at all. But yeah, people refer to that as the golden age of YouTube just because people were, 1, unfiltered, 2, not an entire company, and 3, the editing of videos felt a lot more authentic. Granted, it was a lot worse. But now it feels like if you're not editing brain rot videos, like you're just gonna get left in the dust. Now it feels like every metric needs to be through the roof to even reach your viewers. Even Lankybox then versus now, crazy difference. But yeah, I don't really know how to feel about 2024 YouTube. YouTube. I'll just watch what I watch, I guess, and just tread carefully through the brain rot. I was put on to some great YouTubers. Like, one of my biggest inspirations, grade A under A. Like, I watch this dude like every damn day. Next, we have sports. Now, sports in 2016, insane. I've never watched every single sport in a year. Like, usually I don't watch basketball and baseball, but I watched that shit in 2016. The Warriors went 73-9. Do you know how rare that is? To lose 9 NBA games in an entire season. Until I wake up the next morning, Game 7, Cavs versus Warriors. I wake up, see the TV, I see LeBron dunking in my goddamn face. And then I read the headline, it says, Cavaliers shit on the Warriors in Game 7. Warriors choked, 3-1 lead. Or some shit like that. My mind was blown. The sports world was just crazy. And then you had the 15-1 Panthers lose a Super Bowl to a washed-up Peyton Manning. Okay, he wasn't washed. The Broncos actually did pretty good that year. But still, they were the complete underdog and won. And then hockey... oh, never mind. I didn't watch hockey. But baseball, the Cubs haven't won a World Series in 100 years, and they did it in 2016. I was obsessed with football, basketball, and baseball in 2016. Like, I was literally following that shit every day. I actually sat down and watched the World Series for once. Like, do you know how rare that is for the duck with the brain-rotted MLG attention span in 2016? There was still brain rot on the internet. This is like a monumental moment for my attention span. I actually watched an entire baseball game. There was just a bunch of shocks in the year 2016. I don't know, something about it was just crazy. Then you have the games in 2016. Where do I even begin? So many bangers. I was the biggest BO3 nerd neck to ever exist. Granted, I was shit at the game, but I was on it for so long. Me and my friends actually completed the Easter egg for The Rise and Draw Zombies. Black Ops 3 came out literally at the end of 2015, so I count it for 2016, I don't care. But I literally spent every waking hour on this game. I wasn't dark matter bad, but some of my friends got dark matter. This shit was crazy. I was like a zombies enthusiast back in the day. I don't know why I wanted to complete the Rise and Draw Easter egg so bad, probably just because it was way easier than the other ones. Overwatch was also something I played for a little bit in 2016. I was not really a nerd at it, but if you thought my BO3 nerdiness was bad, peep Rainbow Six Siege. This is by far the nerdiest I've ever gotten in a damn game in my entire life. 2016 to 2019, bro, this was the game I played. Whenever my friend said, yo, get on, this was the game they were referring to getting on. I was literally Plat 3 and ranked 1.0, bro. I was a nerd. I actually did not go outside, bro. It was crazy. I would eat, sleep, and breathe this game, too. But one game that actually did get me outside was Pokemon Go. Now, of course, I brought this up in many videos before. You get the scoop of Pokemon Go by now. But this was the most mainstream game of 2016. Everybody and their mom played it. Seriously. No, that was not a joke. Listen to that sentence again. Everyone and their mom played it. Yeah, no, some people's moms actually did play it. I used to walk miles around my dad's work plaza just to collect all 151 Pokemon, or at least try to. And you were not a real one if you didn't hack to try to get all the regionals. I'm a jit, bro. I don't have the money to go to the Eastern Hemisphere. Duckalo had no money to his name. So realistically, how could have I gone to Europe? It was like whenever you found a Charizard, Snorlax, Lapras, or any rare Pokemon, everyone was rushing to that one spot. You'd see a wave of people just running in like a horde of elephants. This game had the world in a chokehold. The games were just unmatched. But the trends, though, they were all right. They were great for the time. Like, of course, like any trend. I get a little bit of nostalgia when I see people doing the mannequin challenge, which is basically you just stood still and you would play the song Black Beatles behind it, and that was basically it. That's why Black Beatles was so big, because of the whole mannequin challenge. That got super mainstream. Same with fidget spinners. I don't really know how fidget spinners went mainstream in 2016. Don't really remember how I got it. I just remember one of the mall plugs, basically one of those like little shops in the, not even a shop, it was like a stand in the mall. You know, a W him for getting his bread, bro. It was like $50 for 2 of them, or like $40. I gotta respect the hustle for that. That's some crazy bread right there. And the slang for 2016, I feel like was a lot less brain rot, even though if I said I'm a savage, would be looked at as super corny today. We all said savage. We all said it. And then there were people that said bae too in 2016. The slang is just way different than it was now. Now it's like Skibbity Rizzler, Ohio Phantom. Now it just feels like it was a lot easier in 2016 to pick up on. So, but yeah, all in all, 2016, I would say the music and the games by far best part about 2016. There were a bunch of trends in 2016, and I made this video right here all about the 2010s trends that some have forgotten, and others probably not, but go watch it. Anyway, go.